Hello, my name is Ryan. Welcome to MathLions, and today I'll be teaching you the greatest common factor. So, if you want to know what the greatest common factor is, first we have to know what a factor is. Let's say the number 8. So a factor of 8 would be 2, because you can divide 8 by 2 and it would equal a whole number. So a factor is basically anything you can divide to equal a whole number. So now I want to see a common factor. If we put 12, 2 is also a factor because 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 6 is a whole number. And these are common factors because they have the same factor. So, and then now I want to find the greatest common factor. So that means the greatest factor that is common for both of them. And for this, that would be 4. Now, how can we find the greatest common factor? Let's say we have 14 and we have 32. So what we want to do is we want to use prime factorization to find it. We have 2 and 7, and we have 2 and 16, 2 and 8, and then 2 and 4, and then 2 and 2. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 times 7 and 2 to the 5th power. So now we want to find the two numbers that have a common base. So these two have a common base. So we can't use this because there's no 7 here. And then we find the one with the least exponent. So it would be this one. So then we just multiply the factors together, and since this is the only one, the greatest common factor would be 2 for 14 and 32. So why do we need the greatest common factor? So if you want to simplify a fraction, say like 12 over 18, how can we simplify it? So what we do is we find the greatest common factor for both of them. So 12 would be 2 and 6, and 6 would be 2 and 3. 18 would be 2 and 9, while 9 is 3 and 3. So this would be 2 squared times 3, and this would be 2 times 3 squared. So 2 has a common base. So, and this is the one with the least exponent, and they both have 3. So this is the least exponent. So what we do is we would look at 2 times 3, which is 6. That's the greatest common factor. So what do we do with the greatest common factor? We can divide both sides by it. This equals 2 over 3. So this is the simplified form of 12 over 18. Okay. And we can also use this with more than 2 numbers and with big numbers. Let's say 100, 150, and 175. So 100 is 2 and 50. 50 is 2 and 25. And this is 5 and 5. So it would be 2 times 2 times 5 times 5, or 2 squared times 5 squared. 150 would be 2 and 75. 5 and 15, and 5 and 3. So 2 times 3 times 5 squared. While 175 would be 5 and 35, and 35 would be 7 and 5. So it would be 5 squared times 7. So let's put them all together. 2 squared times 5 squared. So is there 2 squared? So they have 2 and 2. Those are common, but there's no 2 here. So we can't. So this doesn't work. We're at 3. There is no 3 in 150. There is no 3 in 100. So we can't use that either. What about 5 squared? Yes, we can use it because 5 squared, they're all common. So, and 7 we can't because that only works for 175. So greatest common factor would be 5 squared or 25. So you can see that we can also use it with big numbers like this. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you.